Hey there, this is Gabriel Creo from Conversion Formula, and I'm going to walk you through how to register your business for A2P 10DLC brand registration. Man, that's a mouthful. Before we get started, if you haven't already, please review the article that I attached so you have some background on what this is. And I also just want to reiterate that I know this is inconvenient to do and definitely not fun, but this isn't something required by us. It's actually mandated by the phone carriers themselves, like Verizon and T-Mobile. So every business in the US that sends text messages to customers has to do this. So we do, you do, Apple, Microsoft, Starbucks, everyone does. So it's not fun, but we can get it done really quickly and then forget it ever happened. And thankfully for you, since you're on Radiance, we have the application process embedded right here in Radiance, whereas other people have to do it independently. So let's get started. Where you can find it is in settings and then phone numbers. And then you go to Trust Center at the top. And then you'll find the application right here. And this is where you will complete it. So click on Start Registration. First things first, it asks for an EIN. If your business has an EIN, you have to choose this option. You cannot choose this one. I'm going to walk through the process for people who do have an EIN because I'm assuming everyone does. And so you'll click yes and then continue. Now, the costs that are listed here, unfortunately, are not optional and you don't get to change or choose them. So we can just kind of scoff at this like we are and then hit next so we can forget about that. Next here, I'll just kind of skim through this. Business details, pretty self-explanatory. Only thing worth noting is that please follow the instructions exactly as they're listed, because if you don't, there's a high chance that the application gets rejected and then you have to restart, and it's a whole process, whole thing. So put your business name exactly as it's listed on tax documents. Same with any of this information, like EIN, make sure that that is exactly as it's written, and then you should be good. Now, business address, same thing here. Please make sure that your business address and any business information is written exactly as it is on, for example, your CP575, which is the document you first received containing your business's EIN. So for example, even the difference between lane or north and north could be the difference between having your application rejected or accepted. All right. Next, authorized representative. This is just your information or anyone from your business. Now we have campaign details. So first, if you ever anticipate sending more than up to 6,000 SMS per day, then you need to choose one of these options right here, not low volume mixed. I would recommend choosing mixed right here because your campaigns could have multiple use cases. If you anticipate sending less than 3,000 SMS per day, then you can choose low volume. And that's the only difference, is that this one is capped at 3,000 while the rest are capped at 6,000, and this one's a little bit cheaper. So for the campaign use case description, just copy and paste this from the document that I attached and make sure that you input your actual business information here rather than the bracketed placeholders. All right, next. Here we have sample message 1 and 2. And basically you're just going to copy and paste messages that you text to your customers, which you can find in Radiance in the marketing templates section. So as you can see here in the marketing templates section, there's a bunch of different SMS templates that you may or may not use. And I would just choose a couple, one or two, that you actually use to send customers. And you can copy them and paste them into the application. So you can just paste that right in here. And then the only difference is that for sample message number 2, like it says, you must include opt-out keyword. So just make sure that it includes something like reply stop to unsubscribe, just like this, for example. Okay, so now for these two checkboxes right here, I'd recommend keeping them checked because it's pretty much better safe than sorry. And lastly, for these, again, I would just copy and paste these from the document that I provided and just make sure that you're inputting your actual business information where it's highlighted and has those brackets. Now for the last one, like it says, it must contain opt-out keyword. Even if you're not actually sending messages that look exactly like what you're going to paste here, they just want to see that you know what they should be like in case you do have campaigns like that. So I would really recommend just copy and pasting what we have in the document and putting it here, changing the information, and you should be all good. That's the end of the application. Pretty simple. Let me know if you have any questions.